Yes, Valen, good morning to you again. New Year's Day is a typically beach day in Cape Town, as any Cape Townian as well as visitor to the mother city knows. Starting off, I must say, this morning with a few much needed and prayed for raindrops ushering in the new year here in Cape Town. Not something that we as Cape Townians would be complaining about at all. If we can show you some of the clouds behind me, of course, also behind me, we can see some of the early risers having come in to the beaches this morning. Also a time, Valen, where we see major traffic congestion. And joining me from Cape Town Traffic Services this morning is Maxine Besaidnout. Maxine, a very warm good morning to you. I know that you have been working flat out to keep motorists in check, but also to keep our roads safe this festive season. Let's recap. It's the last big weekend, if we can call it that. Just let's recap the festive season to date in terms of what the roads have been looking like around Cape Town.
Good morning, Vanessa. Yes, it seems like Cape Town is still sleeping. Our beaches are completely empty, but it's going to stop filling up a little bit later on in the day. What we have done since the start of the festive season is that we've stopped almost over 36,000 vehicles. And of those 36,000, 12,000 of those drivers were tested for drunken driving, and over 400 of those drivers arrested. We have seen, as earlier as this morning, a fatal accident on the N2, which was very tragic, just before the R300, where a motor vehicle overturned and 2 people lost their lives. So it's been very, very busy.
Maxine, I know that this time of year we generally see parking areas like the one here at MUIZENBERG behind me, all the way along the False Bay coastline. We see parking areas full to capacity as numbers of people come to the beaches. We see the roads congested as people make their way, usually around 10, 11 o'clock to be at the beach by midday. What measures has the traffic services put in place to prevent a congestion and also to deal with the large volumes of traffic on the roads?
We've also got a lot of officers doing high visible patrols in and along around the beaches, also to keep the free flowing of traffic going. We've also have designated parking areas where we are showing people where to park, and we're asking people not to park, like use common sense. Don't park in front of people's driveways, don't obstruct other road users, that type of thing. So we've got a lot of officers out on high visible patrols. So wherever you see, you're going to see a traffic officer or a marked patrol vehicle.
You've also mentioned to me just now that authorities are urging people to carpool or to make use of public transport to also avoid the congestion on the roads.
Yes, definitely. Carpooling will be best. Also, if you are coming to the beaches, leave your liquor at home because we are a stickler for things like that on the beaches. It's a zero tolerance, no alcohol on beaches. And also use public transport. The trains, the buses, My City buses are also running to and from the beaches. So yeah, just carpool.
Maxine, I know that quite large volumes of alcohol, and you've mentioned it just now, large volumes have been confiscated on beaches. Now, this is a message that has been driven home time and time again, and yet we see that judging by the numbers of or the volumes of alcohol confiscated at beaches, people are just not adhering to not drinking and driving or to not drinking at public spaces.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that, and also the city has been in full force and been punting that as well, that if you're going to bring your alcohol to the beaches, they will be confiscated. Also, the roadblocks that are being set up with your random breathalyzer testing blocks also. If you're going to be drinking, you're going to be arrested. And unfortunately, you're going to spend the new year behind bars. And that's not what we want. That's not how we want to go into the new year. We want to keep our roads safer and our beaches safer as well.
Now, all along the False Bay coastline, from MUIZENBERG all the way through Strandfontein, etc., we know that there are hordes of people coming through. I've also seen over the past few days the Cape Town Traffic Services out in full swing. Talk to us a bit about the operations that are in place, the numbers, the high visibility of officers, and what kind of services also you render to the public, to motorists, to road users.
There are a number of visible checkpoints where we are going to be checking vehicles and roadworthiness of vehicles. To date, officers have suspended the use of 406 unroadworthy motor vehicles on the road. So we are taking those unroadworthy vehicles off the road. And if there's an emergency and you need to be somewhere, then speak to an officer. You know, the officers are out on patrols or ask for assistance.
Also, I know that a short while ago we saw a little girl losing her family for a short while. This is also something you as traffic authorities see when you are patrolling, when you are on the beat. Just advice to beachgoers and to be more cautious?
The city has a program called Identity Kids. So what happens is those people come to the beaches and we sort of tag kids. So if you are coming to the beaches with your kids, bring your kids so that they are tagged, and when they do get lost and approach a law enforcement officer, we can bring them back to the base and sort of locate their parents.
And then just finally, not to rain on anyone's parade, but I think you can't drive home the message strong enough to road users to be considerate. I think at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Everybody wants to get to their destination on New Year's. And of course, next weekend or by the end of this weekend, when we see an exodus of traffic out of Cape Town again, as holidaymakers go home, as people return from wherever they've been, that of course, the next focus, I would think, when it comes to ensuring that people be safe on our roads.
Well, if you're leaving or if you're coming back home, make sure that your vehicle is in a good state. Do your vehicle checkpoint, your tires are plated properly, there are no cracks in your windscreens, that type of thing. And if you are traveling, stick to the speed limit. Always maintain a safe following a distance behind another vehicle, so that it gives you, if there's an incident, you can, take extra precaution. And then also stop every 2 hours. The rule of thumb is fatigue is the #1 killer for road accidents as well, precursor. So if you feel fatigued, stop your vehicle, get out. Also keep your kids entertained in the car. Because kids, noisy kids in the car, it's distracted driving. Big one on our list is don't text and drive. Don't talk on your cell phones while driving. And if you are going to drink, don't drive. It's as simple as that.
Thank you so much, Maxine Besaidnoth from Cape Town Traffic Services, really just telling us what we all should be doing as we make our way to the beaches on this New Year's Day, not just here in Cape Town, but countrywide, just to adhere to the rules of the road, and also to make sure that once you arrive at your destination after taking to the roads, that it'll be a beautiful day spent with family and friends. And of course, Traffic Services here in Cape Town keeping a very close watch on issues of congestion, of driver behavior, as well as general safety on our roads. That's it for now from us here at Muizenberg as people start making their way to the beaches. If I can just show you very quickly, people walking their dogs. We've got some paddlers still out trying to catch some waves, and of course we also have some cloud cover, which I think is quite a good thing for us here in Cape Town. A few drops fell last night. Let's hope for more rain. We've been battling with one of the most difficult and harshest droughts in over 100 years, and I don't think that anybody that have come out to the beaches today would begrudge Cape Townians a little bit of extra water in our dams, much needed water. But for now, from MUIZENBERG Beach here in Cape Town, back to you in studio, or I think time for a short break.